Thank you. We now enter what we call the lightning round, where our reporters, there's no prizes for this, by the way, but our reporters ask questions to all of you, and you have 30 seconds to respond very rapidly and very directly. And Steve Towell will begin. This is one question for everyone.
And in fact, this one will take 1 or 2 syllables from you. With roughly a quarter of voters still undecided, according to the polls, and no one with an insurmountable lead, we assume that all of you feel that you're within striking distance. A lot of voters may choose on personality. So I'd like each of you candidates to turn to the guy to your right, and one by one until we go around the horn to each of you, give our listeners a one-word description of each of their personalities as you see them.
Well, why don't we start? The person on your right would be
Billy Miller. I think Billy Miller's a great guy. I've known him all my life.
No, Michael Nutter on the other end.
I know Michael.
Since Michael's at the end of the table.
I know Michael. Michael's in my councilman for 16 years. Mike was my friend.
One word, sir?
One word.
So we said we had 30 seconds.
Well, one word
30
to describe
seconds.
his
Well, you can use
personality.
30 or 5, whatever you want.
One word to describe Michael Nutter's personality.
This is the lightning round.
Lovable.
Okay, Dwight Evans, the person on your right is Bob Brady.
Fun.
Shaka Fatah, Dwight Evans.
Well, I'm going to get to that. I'm going to use my 30 seconds, though.
I knew that would happen.
I hope that we would get to health care of 140,000 Philadelphians without health care. We haven't talked about jobs yet this morning. But in terms of Dwight's personality, I would say it's assertive.
Tom Knox. Shaka Fatah.
Nice guy.
Okay. Michael Nutter.
For
Tom Knox.
Serious.
Okay. Mike?
Gentlemen, what lessons would you say you have learned, and what mistakes would you avoid from the tenure of both John Street and Ed Rendell in their years as mayor?
We'll start with Nutter. Go back.
Give me the question.
Ed
The
Rendell.
question again, what lessons have you learned? What mistakes would you avoid from the tenures of both Ed Rendell and John Street as mayor?
Michael Nutter.
In 30 seconds.
Sure. In 30 seconds. 2 people in 30 seconds. Okay. 16 years of service.
8 each.
I think for Mayor Rendell, I think his enthusiasm for the city, his seeming ability to be everywhere and support any number of activities throughout Philadelphia. I think for Mayor Street, his passion for Philadelphia and specifically for children. In terms of things, what was it? Mistakes?
Mistakes to avoid. We can move on.
We'll
pay attention to the details.
Tom Knox.
Well, as deputy mayor for management and productivity under Ed Rendell, I learned how to cut waste. I learned how to hire good people, and I learned how to bring a new direction to the city of Philadelphia. And I believe Ed Rendell did a great job, so I don't know that he did anything wrong.
Shaka Fatah.
Well, Mayor Rendell says, to his credit, he said he didn't get a chance to focus on crime and education. I think that the biggest failings of the mayors before now, and I hope that we don't make this mistake going forward, is that we haven't focused on the twin problem of poverty and educational opportunity. Yesterday's inquiry suggested that we couldn't do anything about poverty, or it was someone else's problem. We have the highest rate of poverty of any big city in the country. We want to cut crime. We want to deal with the budget challenges. We need to deal with this problem, and that's what I'm focused on.
Dwight Evans.
Rendell, a sense of hope and the possibility. John Street, neighborhoods. In terms of John Street, sort of missed opportunities working with another level of government. Rendell on the issue of crime and education.
Bob Brady.
Rendell, Center City, John Street neighborhoods. I like to do both. I think Rendell did an excellent job bringing back Center City, promoting Center City, and I think John Street did a good job letting the neighbors know that they belong in the city of Philadelphia.
We're going to, yes, one, you can say something.
No, you can interrupt me. Go ahead.
Let's go ahead.
I just think that we need to do both. We need to incorporate the neighbors on Center City and make the city the great city that I know that it can be.
I'm going to ask you one final question. It's a one-word answer. Bob Brady, if you couldn't vote for yourself, if you weren't in this race, who would you support of the 4 here?
Who would I support of the 4
if
here?
you weren't running?
Yeah.
Okay, Dwight Evans?
Dwight, I write my own name.
You'd write your own name in? Shaka Fatah? Say it's a great field. Who would you support?
It is a great field, and the city should be proud of having a field of candidates this good. But I'm not going to deal with a hypothetical. I'm going to vote for myself, and I'm asking those who want to see my program implemented to vote for me.
Tom Knox.
All right.
Well, we do have a good crop of candidates. I guess I'd, if I had to vote for somebody else, I'd pick Dwight Evans.
And Michael Nutter.
I would expect to write myself in.
Okay. Honest questions, honest answers. We thank Steve Tawa, Mike Dunn, thank you. We really thank Bob Brady, Dwight Evans, Shaka Fatah, Tom Knox, and Michael Nutter for being here on probably the most definitive debate in terms of getting the views out, and we really appreciate it. Breakfast with the Candidates was produced by Kyle Ruffin and Bill Roswell. The KYW Vice President General Manager is David Yadgaroff. Steve Butler is the Director of Programming. Dee Patel, the News Director. Special thanks to Chris Brady and Jim Spearing of CBS 3 Television for providing the pool video and audio to the many reporters gathered here this morning. Stay with KYW News Radio for the very latest campaign news over the next 2 weeks, which we believe will be a very exciting 2 weeks, and the comprehensive election night coverage on May 15th. I'm Larry Kane. For everybody here at KYW News Radio, thanks for being with us.